What's going on, guys? I'm the Walrus Jedi, and in today's video I will be talking Star Wars Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina, edited by Kevin J. Anderson, and this contains 16 short stories about various beings from the Mos Eisley Cantina. Like and subscribe for more Star Wars videos on other books and video games and comics and the movies and all that. And there will be spoilers for this short story collection, so this is your warning. And now, on to the stories. Number 1, We Don't Do Weddings, The Band's Tale by Kathy Tears. In this story, we follow Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes, the band from the cantina, the Bith Band, as they play at a wedding of Mistress Valerian, a whipped crime boss and a minor rival to Jabba the Hutt. And this leads into how they end up at Mos Eisley Cantina. I thought this was a decent story, and to learn a little about the band was nice. 7 out of 10. 2, A Hunter's Fate, Greedo's Tale by Tom Veitch and Martha Veitch. We get Greedo's life and how he became a bounty hunter. The background was interesting, kind of where he came from and a little bit about his life. But Greedo is just a scumbag, and you don't really feel bad that he got fried. So, yeah, but I still give it a 7 out of 10. 3, Hammer Tong, The Tale of the Tonica Sisters by Timothy Zahn. We follow Shada, a Mistral mercenary, as she steals a piece of the Death Star 2's laser, and how she poses as one of the Tonica sisters and how they get mistaken and all that. So kind of, an interesting story. And, it has some different ties to the movies in that it's dealing with some Death Star 2 stuff, not the Death Star. So pretty good. 7.5 out of 10. 4, Play It Again, Figrin Dan, The Tale of Muftak and Kabe by A.C. Crispin. We follow Muftak, a Tals, and Kabe, a Shadrafan, 2 thieves, as they steal from Jabba's townhouse in Mos Eisley and help the rebellion. They then leave to visit their homeworlds. And, there is, they do spend some time in the cantina, and that's when Luke and Obi-Wan stroll up. All these stories involve that to some degree. Some barely cover it because you just need to know, they were there. So, yeah. Really interesting story, and it would be cool to learn, what their homeworlds are like. So it would be kind of interesting to get a follow-up. I don't know if there is one, so probably not, but 8 out of 10. 5, The Sand Tender, The Hammerhead's Tale by Dave Wolverton. Momam Nadon, an Ithorian, wants to avenge the loss of sentient plants from his homeworld by killing the man responsible. 7.5 out of 10. 6, Be Still My Heart, The Bartender's Tale by David Bischoff. We follow Wooher, the tender at Mos Eisley Cantina. He meets a droid who he befriends at the end of the story and turns Greedo's body into an alcohol. Really weird stuff. 3 out of 10. 7, Night Lily, The Lover's Tale by Barbara Hambly. We follow Feltapern Trevag, a Godel, as he takes advantage of a nymph lady, and she kills him at the end. 1 out of 10. 8, Empire Blues, The Deveronian's Tale by Daniel Keyes Moran. Deveronian Cardu Sai Malak was a former soldier who has done terrible things. He is also a fan of Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes, and he helps get them to play at the cantina. 6 out of 10. 9, Swap Meet, The Jawa's Tale by Kevin J. Anderson. a Jawa who buys a blaster and tries to avenge his fallen Jawa brethren that the Imperials killed in their hunt for the droids. He's basically wanting to avenge the death of the Jawas that we saw die in the movie. So 7.5 out of 10. 10. Trade Wins. The Renat's Tale by Rebecca Mosta. A Renat, a rat-looking creature, tricks the Jawa and takes his blaster power pack. So, the weapon is useless, so the Jawa dies. 4 out of 10. 11. When the Desert Wind Turns. The Stormtrooper's Tale by Doug Beeson. We follow a stormtrooper from training all the way to him being stationed on Tatooine and participating in the hunt for the droids. This is very interesting because he was online to, he was on track to become an AT-AT pilot, but he noticed some flaws in, Colonel Veers, General Veers, but obviously this is years before, didn't like the flaws that he pointed out, so he basically got booted to a backwater. So, very interesting. An 8.5 out of 10. 12. Soup's On. The Pipe Smoker's Tale by Jennifer Roberson. We follow Danik Jericho and Anzat. He's an assassin. We follow his point of view. Really weird. This was this story was written very weird. Almost every paragraph in between you have this guy's like, oh, I drink luck, and it was odd. So 3 out of 10. 13. At the Crossroads. The Spacer's Tale by Jerry Oltian. We follow Boshek, a pilot, and apparently he's somewhat force sensitive, and he goes on a little journey that we see. Kind of interesting, a little weird, but hey, 6.5 out of 10. 14. Dr. Death. The Tale of Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba by Kenneth C. Flint. We follow these two rogues after the cantina, so we get to see a little bit of some weird experiments and how they unfold. Pretty interesting. 6 out of 10. 15. Drawing the Maps of Peace, The Moisture Farmer's Tale by M. Shane Bell. We follow Eric, a moisture farmer, who tries to get peace between the farmers, Jawas, and the Tusken Raiders, Sand People, by using maps and trying to determine borders so, you don't have issues, but you need to get all the parties involved to agree. And he does need to get the Empire to, recognize it, but they don't. So ultimately it fails. Shame. 7 out of 10. 16. One Last Night in the Mos Eisley Cantina. The Tale of the Wolfman and the Lamproid by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. We follow Sivrak as he dies in the Battle of Endor, and he's having, I don't know, his life flash before his eyes, I guess, where, he's back at the cantina talking to basically his girlfriend, a lamproid. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the alien that basically looks like a slug, I think. I could be wrong, but So it flashes, he's at the cantina, they meet, and then it flashes back to, more of, because, the Wolfman, Sivrak, he's participating in he's a pilot in the Battle of Endor, and he's going down, and as he's going down, he's having visions, so goes back to the cantina for a little bit, and then we'll see some Hoth stuff where we see his, slug girlfriend die, and that makes him sad, and, he slowly evacuates Hoth, because he had to kind of take care of her body first, and, we get a little bit more of as his X-Wing crashes, and the story ends with his X-Wing crashes, and then I think he's a Force ghost with his slug girlfriend, and then they're going to go over and chat with Obi-Wan and Luke and Anakin, or not Luke, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda, the Force ghosts. A little weird. I thought that was a little odd to see that. But, I mean, it was cool. I don't know if I like that they're Force ghosts, because, of course, this was written before all the Force ghosts stuff. I guess that's fair enough. 6.5 out of 10. And now my favorite 3 stories are the Jawa story, where you get to learn more. I mean, I didn't know Jawas had fortresses. I thought that's kind of cool. And you have all these clans, and they all come together every so often and do a swap meet where you have all the clans come together and sell their wares and stuff. I thought that was cool. Then you have the Muftak and Kabe, I thought that was just a fun story. You learn a little bit about Talls and a little bit about Shadrafan, yeah. And I like that. And then you have the Stormtrooper story, which I like. It's really good. I thought it was interesting to follow a very young 18-year-old recruit all the way up till, Tatooine. So I thought that was pretty cool. What I didn't like, my least favorite 3 stories. You've got the pipe smoker. First and foremost, I don't know, the story I thought was, I don't know, very weird. And plus the way it was written, yeah, I don't know, I didn't care for it. I didn't think it was very good. And then, the bartender story, about Woo-Her. I thought, because before, it's like, oh, I don't like droids. And then he meets a droid and you're like, go away, droid. And then all day while he's working his shift, he's like, oh man, poor droid, wah. And then by the end of his shift, he goes and rescues the droid from a Jawa that's taken it. It's dumb. And then they turn Greedo's body into alcohol. Like, ugh, whatever. I thought that was weird. A weird decision to, I got this Rhodian body. Let's grind it up into alcohol. Whatever. And then the worst one by far, the Lover's Tale, the Godel official basically taking advantage of this, Hnemth lady. And, this is very like, yeah, the Godel guy, I don't know. I thought this story was not very good. Not very good. And if you look up a picture of what a Hnemth is, he thinks this is super attractive, and he thinks humans are repulsive. So you could be the judge, but this guy's I don't feel bad that he died. It's like, well, he's a scumbag, so you get what you get, I guess. Overall, I enjoyed this collection of short stories. I thought it was fun. All of these, stories, they're really great. The best part is that each one kind of focuses on, you flesh out a little bit of Star Wars's, you flesh out a little bit of the Star Wars alien information. We learn a little bit about this species and this story and that one and that story, and you add it all up, and yeah, you've learned a little bit about a few of the species that pop up there. I thought that was cool, and it was cool to learn more about Jawas. I thought that was cool, and yeah, pretty good stuff. What did you think of this short story collection? And yeah, what is your favorite short story, and what is your least favorite? You can let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.